Hello, everyone. Hi, Captain. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I am good. I am very good. Hi, Mr. Pike. Good morning. I decided to come online a little early because I was ahead of schedule. Also, friends, I've recorded 3 videos today. So we're doing the damn thing, okay? And I got my tea. I was up early today. I set myself up for success last night. We're doing it. We're doing it. So today, I thought it would be very interesting if we watched Wendi Adelsons' testimony. That is what we're going to do because I can't wait to roast Wendi. Yeah, I want to, watch her testimony in full and, just see what you guys have to think about it, see what I have to think about it. And, we'll go from there. Let me just get these ads out of the way because God knows it's a masterclass for Kim Kardashian. Oh, God. All right. Here's Donna. Pop off, queen. So also I have to tell you guys, I had dreams last night that I was in repo, but I was a human. And then there were like all these little things that I had to like collect. And we were in like, I don't know. I was in the environment of repo, but I was a human. So anyways, also I found this game called Make Room, which looks really cool. And I want to do that. It's supposed to be really relaxing. And we can have a relaxing stream. But anyways, I digress. Let's do this. Okay, so this is Donna Adelson. For those of you who don't know, okay, let's give you a little recap for those of you who don't know. Let's go. I'm going to try to do timestamps. Let's see. Recap at 3 minutes. We'll just do 3 minutes. Okay. I know the trauma response to repo. So, okay, for those of you who don't know, let's talk about this case. So this woman right here, Donna Adelson, single-handedly, I would say, orchestrated with her son the murder of her daughter, Wendi Adelson's husband, Dan Markel. The testimony that we're going to watch today is about Wendi Adelson, and, we're just going to go over it, and then I will fill you in with the facts that we need from what I know about the case. If you want a long, deep dive on the case, I have that on my channel. But there are, let's see, Sigfredo Garcia, Luis Rivera, Catherine McBanawa, Donna Adelson, Charlie Adelson, that were all involved in this, who are all now in prison. And the question becomes, is Wendi going to be charged? People want to know if Wendy's going to be charged. They want to know if, she had any sort of, any part of this. The people want to know. The people want to know. So we're going to watch. Thank you, Mr. Pike. We're going to watch this. And we're just going to see. So let's go.
You can be seated. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Also, this judge is phenomenal in this case. I absolutely loved him. This is Wendi Adelson.
The testimony you will give today in this trial will be the truth.
This is a great point.
You may be seated. Please adjust the microphone as you need to so you can be clearly heard. Ms. Kappelman, you may examine.
Please state your name and spell your name.
Wendi Adelson, WendiAdelson.
Ms. Adelson, where are you from?
I'm from Coral Springs, Florida.
And you live in another state now currently, right?
I do, yes, ma'am.
All right. How are you employed?
I'm an immigration attorney.
How long have you been an attorney?
Since 2006.
And you're here pursuant to a state subpoena, is that correct?
Yes.
And that subpoena confers a type of immunity on you. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay. Which means that nothing you say here in court pursuant to that subpoena can be used against you at a later time. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay.
Okay, so for those of you who don't understand, she doesn't have like full immunity. She has immunity for this testimony. Anything that she says in this testimony cannot be used against her unless they can prove it. So she could come on the stand and be like, I killed Dan Markel. Okay, that cannot be used against her to charge her unless they can find credible evidence. I believe that's how it works. Where would Dan's sons go? Yeah, I don't know. Also, where would Dan's sons go to his parents? I mean, if she was in on it, if she knew about it, if she was a part of the orchestration, she deserves to be charged. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be very interested to see how this goes. I just don't know how it all works with like appeals and stuff.
But it doesn't necessarily mean you could never be prosecuted. It just means that what you say in
Oh,
court
or I could just let this play and she would explain it for us. Okay.
could not be used in any future prosecution. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Right. I want to ask you about your ex-husband, Daniel Markel. Is that a fair and accurate photo of Mr. Markel?
Yes.
When did you meet him?
We met originally online. It must have been the fall of my first year of law school, so 2003.
Okay. And when did you marry Mr. Markel?
We married in February of 2006.
Were you living in Tallahassee at some point as a married couple?
Yes.
When did you move to Tallahassee?
We moved to Tallahassee my final year of law school, so that would have been in the summer of 2005. And we were here from 2005 till 2006. We spent a year at the University of Miami from 2006 to 2007, and then came back to Tallahassee from 2007 until 2014.
All right. And during the time that you were living here in Tallahassee, did you live over on Trescott Drive?
For some of the time that we lived here, yes.
And when your first child was born, were you residing at the Trescott Drive residence at that point?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have a photo of that here. Is that the Trescott Drive residence?
Yes.
Your ADHD
Oh my
friend
God, I'm
avoids
so sorry. One day. So also, I'm just going to back this up for a second
Residence at
because
that point?
Yes.
Okay. I think I have a photo of that here. Is that the Trescott Drive residence?
Yes.
okay, so this is where she used to live with Dan Markel. This is where Dan Markel then currently currently, but like was residing. The morning that he was shot and killed, he had his sons. He dropped his sons off at preschool. He went to the gym. He came home and he was shot here at like 11 o'clock in the morning in broad daylight in his garage, which is ballsy. Very ballsy.
And how many children did you have with Mr. Markel?
We have 2 children.
What were their ages at the time of their father's death?
It was 10 days before my older son's 5th birthday. So he was 4 turning 5. And our younger son was 3.5. The boys are 14 months apart.
And did there come a time when you and Mr. Markel separated?
Yes.
When was the separation?
It was in the fall of 2012.
Whose decision was it to separate?
It was mine.
How did your ex take that news?
Well, we talked about it many times before it actually happened. But when the separation became official, he was very upset.
And even though there were problems and issues and discussions, it was a surprise to him when it actually happened, right?
It was.
Okay. And was part of the reason for the separation your differing views on how to raise the kids pursuant to the Jewish faith?
I'd say it was a very small part, but it was a part.
Did you consider your ex to be a religious zealot?
No, I didn't think he was a religious zealot, but I did think he was using religion as a way of controlling me.
Okay. Did you think he was more devout in his faith than you were?
I don't know that. I feel like devoutness has to do with maybe a relationship with God, and I don't know that his was more strong than mine, but he was more observant of kosher rules than I was.
Okay. Can you explain for the jury what those imply? For those of us
Sure.
that don't?
So keeping kosher has to do with separating milk from meat, something like you can't eat a cheeseburger. And it has to do with the ritual way that animals are killed. So certain meats would be considered kosher or non-kosher.
That's going to be extremely hard. If anybody practices this or understands this, I would be very interested to know like how difficult it is to find kosher foods, or just how mindful you have to be of your consumption of food when you go out to like a restaurant or things like that. That sounds it just sounds difficult.
And then things like shellfish are not allowed, or pork would not be allowed. And so his beliefs changed over time. We used to have bacon, and then bacon became a no later on.
All right. And those rules were something that he was wanting to impose on the children, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you were less interested in those kosher rules.
It was less important to me.
All right. Were both you and Mr. Markel raised within the Jewish faith?
We were, yes.
When you separated from Mr. Markel, did you move out of the marital home while he was on a business trip?
I did, yes.
Where did you go when you left the marital home?
I went to another property that I had rented for the boys and me.
Was that at 3303 Aqua Ridge Way?
Yes,
Was that located in Leon County?
yes.
Okay. What was the custody arrangement? Broad terms are fine for this time frame during the separation.
I think we were just trying to figure out how to make it work. We didn't have any formal custody arrangement at that time. I remember his parents came to town that weekend and I made sure that he had the boys that weekend. We were just trying to figure out how to make it work until we had something formal.
Was the arrangement roughly 50-50 or something else?
It would have been roughly 50-50.
Okay. And were you mixing it up during?
Yeah, I can imagine. You'd have to be, I mean, if you're super strict about it, right, you'd have to be super mindful about how people are making their foods in restaurants. And, you know, or at least try to maybe go to restaurants who observe those, like, or who respect the kosher guidelines, you know, to just make sure. I wonder, I mean, I'm sure there's got to be like kosher restaurants, right? Like if, you know, just people who understand that like religion or that culture much better, so that people who do observe kosher guidelines would have like a easier time. Yeah, I find probably eating out would be the hardest. I don't know. That's got to be difficult.
the week, or was it a week on, week off situation?
It wasn't week on, week off. We didn't settle into that until the first summer, or maybe the second summer. I don't remember. That was more of a summer arrangement. But it was 50-50 and definitely a mix during the week.
Okay. I'm going to publish what's been introduced into evidence as State's Exhibit 60. Your petition. Was your mom...
Oh, interesting. Okay, so there are kosher restaurants. It's the same as Islam with halal food. Interesting. Wait, what's halal? What are the guidelines with that? Look we're learning so much. Hold on, let me see if I can get a new window here. Hold on. I'll look up the definition of halal. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's not what I wanted. All right. Let's see. What is halal? Halal is an Arabic term, permissible or lawful, refers to food and practices acceptable in Islam, encompassing dietary guidelines and ethical standards, with key prohibitions including pork, alcohol, and blood, while requiring specific humane slaughter methods for meat involving a swift, deep cut in God's name to drain blood, ensuring purity and respect for life. Interesting. Okay. The more you know. Look at us learning. I worked for a cardiology office and all of the doctors were Muslim. So when we had food catered, we have to make sure it was also halal. Oh, okay. Very interesting. It says key principles. So the permitted foods are fruits, vegetables, grains, fish, and certain meats. Beef, lamb, and poultry are generally halal, as are dairy and eggs, provided they aren't cross-contaminated or mixed with forbidden items. Forbidden haram foods: pork and its derivatives, alcohol, blood, carnivorous animals, birds of prey, and scavengers are haram. Interesting.
Donna Adelson involved at all in drafting your divorce documents?
No.
Did she ever make any edit?
Well, Mr. Pike, I think it's just a religious thing. Like people, I mean, it's just about the, religious culture and the way that they encompass themselves in the religion as a whole. And also too, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe, obviously what you take into your body's a temple, right? You want to treat it with the best, give it the best, so you don't take in alcohol or drugs or anything that might seem or be, forbidden.
To any of the filings that you made pursuant to your divorce?
I think she made suggestions, but I had an attorney, a very good attorney, helping me through the process.
Suggestions? You would call what your mother did making suggestions? If you guys want a video of where I go through Donna Adelsons' emails, yeah, suggestions is a term that I would use lightly.
So she wasn't editing legal documents.
Did you ever forward any of your mom's suggestions to your lawyer?
I probably did.
And when you did that, would you attribute them to your mom, or would you just forward them along without noting whether they were your questions or your mom's questions?
I honestly don't remember.
Was this a contentious divorce?
It was.
As part of your divorce, did you file a
I mean, I would assume all divorces are contentious, right? Like all divorces are going to be rough. Well, no matter how amicable you are, not everybody is going to. I mean, you're going to argue about some things. It's a
petition to ask
landfill.
the court for permission to relocate to South Florida?
I did.
And I think that was your amended petition. Not sure if we can see that very well.
Oh.
Here we go.
Okay, hold
so-
on. Let me make myself smaller so that way I oh wait, that's the chats. No, not the chats. Where am I? Where am I? Here I am. Let me make myself what the bro. That's okay. All right. Let me make myself real small over here. Sorry, friends. All right. So this says Roth PA is reduced to writing and is attached here too. The wife also deserves to relocate to South Florida in order to provide a better quality of life for the children by increasing their access to close family and providing more stability and consistency. First, neither the wife nor the husband, who is a Canadian citizen, has any family in Tallahassee. By contrast, the wife's parents reside in Coral Springs and the wife's brother resides 20 minutes away. So you're telling me that it is more important for her to drag her kids to Miami so that she could be closer to these kids' uncle than they are to their dad.
As the wife also desires to relocate to South Florida in order to provide a better quality of life for the children by increasing their access to close family and providing more stability and consistency.
You know, it's funny. I have a really complicated way that I think about her as well. Very complicated.
Who was the close family that was available in South Florida for the boys?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
My name is Whitney Allen.
You're
I'm
maybe-
a widow.
Ah! Oh my God. It's an interesting commercial to have right now. She's a widow with her 2 sons. Ugh.
Why did you want to move to South Florida?
I had very unstable employment in Tallahassee. I had a wonderful job, but it was on grant money. So year to year, I never knew if I would still have my job. I had a job offer that was very good in South Florida. And the assumption was that Danny was always going to be at a different school, a better school. He used to joke that he would take 1 bar exam for every 2 bar exams that I had to take while we moved around the country. And so it seemed like a way of having stability while he was climbing up the law professor ladder to be ultimately at Harvard or Yale.
And was relocation important to you?
It was, in terms of having a safe and stable place for my kids.
Okay, I'm confused here. So you had unstable job employment and unstable income, but he had stable employment. I mean, it's hard because you have 2 kids. And like, she also wants to live her dreams and go and get the job that she wants to live, a job that she loves and things that she wants to do. And she wants to further her career, and she shouldn't have to sacrifice her career because she's the mom and he's moving up the ladder. So I understand all that. But what I also understand is, instead of moving them away from their father, you also have the means to provide for like daycare or a nanny or some of these other things. I understand not being close to, trust me, I am nowhere near my family. I'm nowhere near my husband's family. We are isolated. We are on an island. It's very difficult. I've had to give up a lot of the things that I was doing, not give up, but I've made choices because it was better for our family as a whole to stay with the kids. Okay. So, I just don't, I don't know in what world you'll convince me that moving them away from their father would, especially somebody who was so active in their lives, who was so passionate about his kids, why that would ever be a better decision. We're just going over this. I haven't watched her testimony in full, so we're just going over it together. By the way, hello.
Did you consider having to live here in Tallahassee, being stuck? Or had you referred to it previously as being stuck in Tallahassee?
I mean, I may have. The idea of being stuck is if you don't have permission to live anywhere you want to live. But I had a nice quality of life here.
Did you consider the worst case scenario to be that you would end up stuck here in Tallahassee if your petition was denied?
I don't know. I mean, at the time, I may have felt that way.
Okay. Might you have sent an email to a friend on March 24th of 2013 indicating, quote, I do fear that the worst case scenario that could happen is that I will be stuck here in Tallahassee?
It's possible that I sent that.
The thing is about being stuck, though, and this is what bothers me too, is you've had kids with this man, okay? You married this man, you had kids with this man. You guys are parents, whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship or not, you both are parents to these children forever. It's always supposed to be, hi, Moody? It's always supposed to be what's in the best interest of the children, and it's, I'm stuck here. And it's like, yeah, but these are the decisions that you've made. So just because you want to up and leave and uproot your life, it shouldn't, you shouldn't just be able to rip your kids. And by the way, if you're new to this case, this isn't her taking her kids down the street 30 minutes. This is her wanting to take her kids 9 hours away from their father, a father who sees them every day, who has lunch with them every day, who is an integral part of their lives. Even in their separation, even in their divorce, he was seeing them almost every day. And she wants to move her children 9 hours away from their father. Thank you. It doesn't make any sense. And sometimes, you have kids and you make concessions for what's better for them. Sorry, you don't like Tallahassee and it sucks. That's not your kid's problem. In a couple months, I'll be able to tell you guys whatever I want to tell you. But I have so many thoughts about this because of what I'm going through right now. But I'll say this. As a mother, you should never just be like, okay, well, I want to do this because it's better for me. And then that's it. But I'll tell you guys more about that when my sister turns 18. So, yeah, she's selfish. It's a selfish move. It's a selfish move. In no way does this benefit the kids more. It doesn't. He was a good father. He was a present father. And I said this in my long form video as well. You have fathers, you have mothers, you have parents who don't want to stick around, who do not want to be a part of the children that they made. And then she has a father who wants nothing but to be with his children. And she's like, nah, I'd rather move nine hours away. It's bullshit and it's selfish. You're right.
Would it refresh your recollection to review that item?
I'm happy to.
It's on tab 6 on one of those binders.
Exactly. And now he's dead. And all these fucking assholes, that's the thing, Donna Adelson, like, it's about it was never about your grandchildren. It was about you, because if it was about your grandchildren, perhaps you would have moved to Tallahassee to better their life, to be with them. But that was never an option, was it? No, because your life was in Miami. So you're like, well, I got to stay in Miami. I got to stay in Miami. So, well, you might as just rip the kids up from their lives and their father and come have them be with me. Fuck Donna Adelson.
In front of you. Let me see what you did.
It's going to be this one.
I'm extra fiery today, friends. This is Harvey Adelson, her dad, and Donna Adelson's husband. This is Wendy's dad. I don't know who this beautiful bombshell is right here, but pop off, girl.
I see it's highlighted. So yes,
Okay, and did you also email a friend around the same time frame regarding life in Tallahassee couldn't compare to the life that you would be able to enjoy in South Florida with your brother Charlie and his boat and pool and hot tub and things like that?
it's certainly possible.
Okay, that's on tab 7. Please refresh your recollection.
Yes.
And in fact, didn't you use the word stuck in your actual motion for relocation?
El Jacod! Hello!
See if we can get there.
Okay.
Here, the wife
The husband has made it difficult for the wife with her colleagues at her current position due to his statements and actions, and the husband's intent is to relocate to a larger area at some point, so the wife is merely stuck in Tallahassee until the husband decides that the time is right for him to leave. Yeah. I guess he said some unfavorable things about her. They worked together, is my understanding, or they worked at something together, and he made some unsavory comments about her, which, not great, but it happens. And yeah, so this is what was in the email.
is merely stuck in Tallahassee until the husband decides that the time is right for him to leave.
So my attorney did write that, and that sounds right.
Did Tallahassee feel claustrophobic to you?
Well, at this point in time, Danny was making lots of unplanned announcements to my office where we worked together. So I would see him at work. I never knew when he was showing up. So I'm sure, this is 12 years ago that's how I felt at that time.
Okay. But outside of the context of your relationship with Dan Markell, did you ever express that just the smallness and slowness of Tallahassee made you feel claustrophobic?
I don't remember saying that.
Gardened.
Please refer to tab 8 to refresh your recollection. Yes, I can.
Reminders of the witness stand, Ms. Cattleman is the defense and a copy of the same matter.
No, Your Honor. I'll show them the tab.
Please do.
By the way, the prosecution, these two women were phenomenal. Watching them in this trial, they were phenomenal. Yay, Al
Yes, were you
Jacod!
able to find it?
I did. I found it's part of a sentence. Can I read the whole sentence?
Sure.
Tallahassee feels claustrophobic at times, given its smallness and slowness, and the fact that my friends cycle through here with transient regularity. So yes, at that moment in time, that's how I was feeling in
Yay,
2013.
Mr. Pike!
And relocation was pending at the time that you were feeling that way in that moment, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And relocation was also very important to your mother, wasn't it?
Yes,
All right. And did you have some discussions with your mother about relocation?
I did.
And was that during that time frame when it was pending?
Yes,
Okay. And do you see your mother in the courtroom here today?
yes.
Could you please point her out and describe what she's wearing?
My mom is on right. I can't see her clothes from here, but she's directly across from me.
All right. Is she wearing a headset on her head?
Wendy. Like that. And it's the part you can see she's getting choked up. That's her mom. Her mom's fighting for her life, gonna go to jail for the rest of her life. That's rough. That's rough. Ugh. Also, we should watch Rob Adelson's testimony because that was sad.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let the record reflect the witness has identified the defendant. Your mom didn't want you to be stuck in Tallahassee.
She's
either,
trying
did
not
she?
to cry.
She did not.
She wanted the best for you, right?
She saw the best for me as not being in Tallahassee. Yes.
That's right.
That's interesting. She wanted the best for you, and Wendy corrects it and says, she saw the best for me not being in Tallahassee.
She referred to being in Tallahassee that you were a hostage and a prisoner, right?
Yes, she did.
Oh no. Clicker.
You're not a child.
You're not a chump. I don't know if that's what he says, but that's what I'm going to say.
Gate continues. Prisoner. Close enough. Did your mom express concerns that as a Tallahassee native, the judge presiding over your relocation motion would underestimate how much better it would be?
Negotiate. Let him know that you want him to see his children. How can we accomplish this? Give up some of your alimony and or pay all or part of his flights to visit the kids. How can we accomplish this? Compensate him in some way. Explain to him that you want the boys and him to have a relationship. You do not have to be a prisoner in Tallahassee to accomplish this. There is no amount of money that you're going to be able to pay me to take my kids 9 hours away from me. I'm an active parent in my child's life. I see them every day. I want to spend time with them. I want to spend time with them when they want to spend time with me. If you want to go out with your friends, go do that. Leave the kids with me. He wanted to have the right of first refusal. He wanted his kids all the time. This isn't about money, but that's the thing is the Adelsons, for them, everything was about money. Money will just make whatever I want happen. Hi, Shawnee. We are talking about Wendi Adelson. She is on, well, this is all over now, but we're going through her testimony today. And I had to tell us we're not chumps.
For you to live in South Florida.
She did.
And as a juror, as a mother who loves her children, as a mother who takes mothering and parenting very seriously, if I were to be sitting in the jury, money does not equate time with my children.
All right, let me ask you a few questions about your parents. Your mom is Donna Adelson. Who's your dad?
My dad is Harvey Adelson.
All right. And where did your parents, I think you said they were in Coral Springs back in 2012?
Hi, be kind.
Is that right? Okay. How long had they lived in the Coral Springs area?
I was born there. So from, I think they started living there when my oldest brother was born. So since the early 70s.
So fair to say they had deep roots there in that area.
Yes.
Can you describe the relationship that your mom had with your kids during the time frame we're talking about? So separation to murder time frame?
I got to figure out how we can get juror numbers around here. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna write that down.
It was very close. My mom taught my boys how to read. She taught them how to play chess. It was very close.
Were your parents employed during that time frame?
Yes.
What kind of work did they do?
My dad was a dentist, and my mom was the office manager for the dental practice.
Right. And what about your brother?
That's a good point. Also, money doesn't replace emotional support from parents. No matter how much money you throw at it or throw at Dan, the money isn't going to help what you're taking away from the boys. I feel like she looks like she's crying. Going to cry right now.
He was a periodontist, and so I believe at some point he purchased the practice. I don't remember what year that was, but he would sometimes work from my dad's office and sometimes work from other offices around South Florida.
Was the dental practice, the family dental practice, a successful business?
I believe it was. My family never discussed money or finances with me, but I believe it was doing well.
Did you discuss your marital problems and resulting legal issues with your mom?
I did.
About relocation, but in general, you did talk about your woes with your mom?
I did.
Okay. And I think you said you did send many of your divorce pleadings to her. Is that right?
I did.
What about your dad? What was his role in reference to your divorce pleadings?
I don't remember exactly. My parents have a shared email. So when I send an email to one of them, I would send it. It was being sent to both, but I don't know who was reading what or at what time.
Is it fair to say they were both welcome to read?
Is shared emails like a generational thing? Because I feel like me and my husband would never have one shared email. Like you would just CC the other person in there. I feel like that's like older people have shared like emails or shared accounts.
Whatever you sent to that email address.
Yes.
And both welcome to reply as well.
Yes.
Who would reply more frequently, your mom or your dad? To this
My mom would reply more frequently.
Okay. Who took more of an interest in the
Oh,
day-to-day
interesting.
ins and outs of your litigation?
Probably my mom.
Okay. Is your mom overprotective of you?
Wendi? Yes.
Is your mom an emotional person?
Yes.
What about your dad? Is he emotional as well?
I think so.
Okay. Did you previously say he was more of a straight shooter and mom was more emotional?
I think so, but I think women tend to be more emotional and men tend to be less emotional.
Okay.
Before you continue, Ms. Kaplan, I am going to admit State 60JJ at this time. Is there any objection the defense wishes to raise?
Okay, so it's just some people. I do have to say though, like people with shared Facebooks or some people with shared like social accounts, I'm like, one of y'all is in trouble. Like, I don't know. It's just a weird concept to me.
Over objection for the record, and may continue.
And I think that's the same exhibit that's in State 64AA, Judge. It's not necessary to have duplicates, but because of the way the evidence came out in this trial, that is present in State 64 as well.
States 64AA is admitted as far as the final record. If you wish to remove one, you may, but both are admitted for the record.
Thank you, Judge. All right. Is it fair to say that your mom, the defendant, is a controlling person?
I don't think my mom is a controlling person.
Wendi Adelson. I mean, I guess if she doesn't really truly think that her mom is a controlling person, because, you know, when you have like a codependent relationship like that, she might not really understand. So that's not fair of me to say, but I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah.
Did you say
All
at
the
one
normal
time
stuff.
back in 2013 that your mom operates with emotional subterfuge?
I may have said that.
Would you like to refresh your memory?
I can.
That's so
Tab
sad.
45 in the binder in front of you.
My coworker only agreed to marry her. But if he cheated, why are we getting married? Don't do that. Or can't stand on their own. Yeah, it's a weird concept. I don't know. I like having my own shit. Like my husband and I, we have shared bank accounts, but I also have my own. He has his own. It's whatever. I mean, he's the beneficiary and I'm the beneficiary on his. Like I could get into the bank account if I needed to, but like we have all of our own stuff. Shawnee, I have something I have something so funny to tell you about this. I'll tell you about it in the Discord later. He's a lot older. Oh, I see now. One sneeze away from death. What's happening up here?
I'm not seeing it. Is it highlighted or is it just in the, it's a long, oh, no.
Also, I have this sped up a little bit so we can make sure to get through it. This is Mrs. Markell. This is Dan Markell's mom. I believe her name is Ruth.
I want you to just walk up and show the witness the portion of what you wish for her to read to herself.
I will, Judge.
This is 3, I think.
Yeah. As a mother, to be able to sit in these rooms and not just like jump over a bench and want to kill somebody, the strength that it has to take. And Ruth Markell has sat through this 5 times. 5 times.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I have to say as a mom, I think that would be my life. My life is I would sit in here and I would stare holes through whoever was sitting up there or whoever. I would just sit and stare. I would bring Visine. I wouldn't even blink.
Did you previously say your mom operates with emotional subterfuge?
Yes.
What does meant by that?
I honestly don't know what I meant at the time.
Subterfuge.
Controlling.
I don't think that's what I meant.
Did Dan Markell have a hard time understanding some of your mom's behaviors?
I don't remember that.
Well, did she think you incapable of driving to South Florida?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to move. I should move it. Oh, I guess I can't move it over there. I'll move it right here. Perfect.
By yourself with the kids. This is back when they were little.
Yeah, I don't think she thought I was incapable, but I was breastfeeding and it was helpful to have someone with me.
So what was her practice to avoid you having to do that?
One of my parents would come with me for the long drive.
So they would rent a car, come up here, ride back with
I
you.
don't think that's completely unfair. It takes me about 14 hours to get from where I live to where my family lives, but I split it up in between. And one of the hours is, or one of the halls is 6, and one of them is then like 8. And I'm always like, I can make it by myself. And my family's like, no, you're not going by yourself. Like, we're going to figure that out. That's why. I hope this email finds you before I do.
You and then follow the
That's
same
funny.
procedure to get you home.
They would drive with me if I was down there, back up, and then rent a car to come home.
Yeah, and I think that's safe. You're a woman driving 8 to 9 hours with 2 kids. God forbid something happened on the road. I don't think that's out of the realm of that's her. I would do that for my kid.
And did that procedure occur the week before the murder? There was a visit the week before the murder, correct?
I think it was 2 weeks before.
Okay. And on that trip, is that how it was handled, where they rented a car and came up to get you?
Yes.
Did your dad think that was necessary, or was that a mom thing?
No, my dad probably thought it was more necessary.
Okay. And did your dad make a practice of supporting whatever your mom wanted? Is that kind of the general rule?
Yeah.
Was she the dominant force in the household?
I mean, I think my dad had more of a quiet strength, so it's hard to say who was a dominant force. I think they were both equally strong in their parenting.
Okay. Did you previously describe this back in 2013 that your mom was the dominant force in the household? If you need to refresh, it's tab 97.
Okay. So this one goes up to 93. Is it?
Check the very back.
Also, one of the things that I want you to remember when she's on the stand, she is a lawyer. So anytime she tries to play like doe-eyed or like not in this particular moment, but anytime she's like, oh, I don't know, or I've always said this, especially to people I love, but like you can't be smart and stupid at the same time. You can't. You got to pick one. And this is a very smart woman who has made a career for herself. So at times when she plays things down and like, I'm just a little lady, it bothers me. It bothers me a lot.
Yes.
You did say mom was the dominant force in the household.
Yes.
Did your mom ever try to micromanage your life,
Yes.
your career?
I don't know about my career. I chose to be a lawyer. It wasn't.
She got you a job with somebody else and was like trying to push you to go. I'll just let this play out.
very popular choice in my household.
Yes, and there were different types of areas of law that she would have preferred you practice. Do you agree with that?
I actually think they were really proud of what I was doing.
Not to suggest she wasn't proud of you, but she was encouraging you to pursue a different type of law that would be more lucrative. Do you remember that?
I do. Yeah.
And what about your dating life? Did she meddle there?
Yes.
Did she create a dating profile for you on Match.com?
I don't know if it was Match.com, but I do remember a dating profile at some point.
That she
Not
created for you?
a
I didn't use it, but
chance.
yes.
I can't even, when it's like the About Me section, I can't even do that. The way I would curl up into a ball and die is if my mom made a dating profile for me.
And conducted searches for men in the Miami area and sent them to you.
I think
Remember
this
that?
was when I was living in DC, maybe.
Okay, let's go forward.
Also, too, if I'm not actively searching for men myself, I don't need you to search for them for me. I don't need it. Like, just leave me alone. All women should be proud of their intelligence, yes, and character. Yes. I mean, I get it. You know, you want to play it down because you're on the stand, but the hard part is we already know by your accomplishments how smart you are. That's, I mean, and that's the thing. If she were to come off as smart, it would be like, all right, yeah, I completely understand that. It's way more credible than her sometimes playing like, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even tell my mom about my relationship.
But here. Sorry, we'll get there.
All right. Well, oh my God, what is happening?
Imagine.
Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to imagine shit. I want to imagine I don't have ads. Bitches.
Okay, so here we have an email dated January 17th, 2013. For the record, this is 64I. And it reads,
Okay, honey, so you think I'm nuts, but when we get a moment, please check out some of these whom I've pre-screened for. Shut up. Who I've pre-screened for you. Warrior of Love, 305, lawyer. I like him. Lungman, 111, pulmonologist from Peru. AAPMD, another pulmonologist, looks interesting. Bobby Digital, another lawyer. Funny sex. Jewish. AVP 82, worth a look. Just sharing some interesting possibilities. After all, you're going to be in Miami here and there. Why not see what's out there? Yeah, why don't you let her worry about her divorce?
I think I'm nuts, but when you get a moment, check out some of these whom I've pre-screened for you. And these are guys in Miami, right? After all, you're going to be in Miami here and there. Why not see who's out there, right?
Yes.
Okay. And here's...
I could never be in a courtroom. Like, even if like Law and Crime was like, hey, do you want to go sit in the courtroom? I would be like, I can't. I would burst into fucking laughter on some of this shit.
Some options that she sent you. Here's an interesting guy, etc. Okay.
Oh my God. Also, I don't want my mom, I don't want anybody picking out somebody like I'm potentially going to be intimate with. Just, you know what, just mind your own fucking business. Just mind your own business.
Do you ever feel like your mom was walking all over you?
I don't remember feeling that way.
Okay. What about specifically regarding this divorce?
I don't. I mean, I had a really good attorney and I was making the decisions I wanted to make.
Okay. And
that were influenced. But I think when you're so deep in it with Wendi, right? Like, you can't always see when you're being influenced in the wrong way, when you're being controlled, when you're being gaslit, when you're being manipulated. Like, you can't, if you could see all of these things in real time, if you can, you know, point out that somebody is manipulating you, I think that you would be like, hey, wait a minute. That's why gaslighting and manipulation are so effective, because you have no idea that it's happening. This is right over here, too. This is Dan Markel's dad.
did you, back in April of 2013, tell a friend that you were trying to find a way to coexist with your mom that didn't feel like she was trampling your autonomy?
I'm sure I said that in 2013.
How did your mom feel about Dan Markel in this time frame, 2012 to 2016?
And I think I think a lot changed between 2012 and 2016. So I think her feelings about him changed over time.
Okay. And what about in 2016? Did she hate Dan Markel?
No, not in 2016.
What about 2014? Did she hate him then?
No.
Did you say do you remember giving a law enforcement interview in reference to this case?
Yes, I remember.
That was the same day that Mr. Markel was shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And did you say in that interview, for court and counsel, I'm referring to page 288, lines 24 through 289, line 1, quote, "My parents have more reason to dislike Danny than almost anyone else."
Yeah, and also, yeah, she said in the interview that she was relieved because her parents sounded surprised that he was dead. Why would that relieve you? He was I believe he was 39 at the time that he died, or was it later than that? And I'm mixing that up with Anna Walsh. But he was young. He was 41 maybe? He was a 41-year-old dude. Like, somebody shot him in his house, in his garage. This should be shocking. You shouldn't be like, oh, they sound surprised. That's a relief. Like, that's an odd response.
At that point, I was sitting with law enforcement for 6 hours and had just been told that Danny had been shot. So I was in shock, and I was trying to help the police think of anything I could possibly think of that would be helpful.
And are you suggesting that after 6 hours you became fatigued to the point that you started saying things that weren't true?
No, I didn't say anything that wasn't true. I just was in shock. I just kept talking and talking and talking.
That she
When
did.
your mom
We
is
didn't even finish her interview. We watched it for a while. And I mean, that's all she did was talk. That's all she did was talk.
really upset about something, does she talk about it a lot?
Yes.
And when she talks about it a lot, and I'm
That's me. I talk about everything until I'm tired of hearing about it. Okay. You want to talk about kicking a dead horse? Me. All day long.
referring you back to this time frame, does she talk to your brother Charlie specifically a lot?
My mom and Charlie have always talked a lot.
Okay.
Sorry, Kim.
And was Charlie kind of like your mom's problem solver?
I don't know about that. I kind of feel like it was where she would help him more throughout childhood and adulthood. She would help him solve problems.
She would baby him and he would do whatever she wanted.
It's not really.
She definitely did a lot for him, didn't she?
She did.
She helped him with his business. She helped him with his personal life, his finances, his bills, remember to pay the whatever. She was like still mothering him into adulthood, right?
Yes.
Okay. But as far as meddling in your life, did your mom feel that Charlie could make more progress with you than she could
These two comments coming back to back are my favorite.
on items like who you were going to date?
I would just be guessing about that.
Okay. At the time of Dan Markel's murder, was the defendant, your mother, very angry at Dan Markel?
Before he died?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And you hated him too, right?
At certain points, I was very frustrated with him.
Did you refer to him as an STD?
I don't remember saying that.
Tab 5.
Somebody talking a lot of shit about their ex during a divorce doesn't shock me at all. Does not, and that wouldn't shock me at all. She refers to him as an STD. I think that's funny as fuck. Not because of their divorce or what he's going through, but like, it's just instead of saying he's an asshole, that's a choice of words. But like, do I doubt that she said anything about her husband in a time of divorce? No. I talk shit about people I like. Like, you know, I mean, she's going to get angry. She's going to say things. And also, too, you say things and you don't ever think somebody's going to pull up let me just say this. Do you know how many times a day I say out loud or I text somebody or I whatever that I'm just like, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Like it's just my go-to of what I say all the time. Or like, you know, whatever. I'm going to punch you in the face. Like I just say stupid shit. You don't ever think that somebody's going to come in and read your text messages and your emails and whatever. So, you know, I mean, the fact that she's saying, you know, shit about him. I mean, it doesn't mean she hates him. She could just be mad at that moment. I've had this conversation with my husband. We'll argue with each other, and I'm like, and I'm such an instant petty bitch that in my head I'm like, fine, I'll just get a 1-bedroom apartment and do it all by myself, and then everything's fine. We talk about it like adults. I never say these things to his face, and then, you know, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. I go instant rage. And when we're upset with each other, in my brain, I'm like, fine, fuck you. I'm an independent woman. I can do all this shit by myself. And then 5 hours later, I'm like, hey, I'm really sorry that I said that. And we shouldn't be fighting anymore. You know, it's just people say shit.
It looks like I made that analogy.
Danny is an STD. One wrong mistake, marrying him, and this will never go away. Is that what you said?
I did.
And did you share that kind of sentiment with your mother?
I don't remember ever saying that, so I don't think it's something I said very often.
And this was said in an email on February 26th of 2013, correct?
It was.
Approximately 17 months before the murder?
Yes, I don't think it was an email, though. It looks like it was sort of an iMessage.
Okay. Did you ever refer to your ex-husband as the Dark Lord?
I don't remember saying that.
But her verbiage is phenomenal. The Dark Lord.
I certainly might have.
Did you refer to your ex-husband as Gibbers?
I did.
What is the meaning of Gibbers?
Gibbers was just a silly name that a friend helped me come up with to basically make him feel less scary. It was nonsense.
Did it reference Jew in boots?
That I don't remember.
It wasn't a friendly name, right?
It was a silly name.
Did you ever say that you hated Dan Markel?
What is that a picture of? Oh no! What did I just do? God bless it. All right. Scrubby, scrubby, scrubby. Are we here? No! Average.
They're fair and accurate. Contacts, 56A. Who is that a contact for? You know.
It's my mom's phone number, so that would have been.
No,
It's a picture of Ben as a little guy.
Is it here?
Yes.
You did say mom was the dominant force in the household.
Oh, okay. We're past
Then
this.
it's
Sorry,
Just
guys.
before we create them. Okay, so here we have an email dated January 17th.
No, we got through this one.
What about
Remember, there's a point saying
and
just
talking
keep
and
talking and
talking.
talking and talking.
Yep.
Sorry,
Yep.
sorry, sorry.
Mr. Moses?
All right. Dark Lord. Okay, and then Gibbers. Okay, here we are. So,
Make him feel less scary. It was nonsense.
Did it reference Jew in boots?
That I don't remember.
It wasn't a friendly name, right?
It was a silly name.
I
Did
want to
you
see
ever
this
say
picture,
that you
though.
hated
Is this a book that's like Puss in Boots, but she just called it Jew in Boots? Shut up. Is this a thing? All right, so I don't know what this is. Anyways, we talked about Gibbers before, and we sort of kind of figured it out, but then didn't. I don't know.
Dan Markel?
I don't remember saying it, but I certainly could have.
Tab 31, please, to refresh your memory.
Eldricata searching. I beg
I
your
said that I hate him
finest
in this
pardon.
moment.
Okay, and did you say in
The
that email, that
Hebrew
same email,
edition-
quote, I
okay.
hate that I hate
Hold on. I'm going to look for this. Hebrew edition of Puss in Boots. Images. Yeah, here we go. There it is. Right here. Huh. The more you know. I need that sound on here. The more you know sound. I got to get that.
my children's dad.
I did.
And do you agree that email was sent approximately 15 months before Mr. Markel was murdered?
It was in April of 2013.
Yeah, I think that's right.
We learned so much here.
Yes, ma'am. The approach with what I've marked as 56,
You do. You are the Google master.
B, C, and 57.
A, B, C, and 57.
Asked you about the Gibbers nickname. Did you have that nickname stored in your cell phone as Dan Markel's contact name?
I did.
Search and show you these exhibits and ask if they're fair and accurate. Contacts 56A. Who is that a contact for? You know.
It's my mom's phone number, so that would have been. It's a picture of Ben as a little guy. and my mom.
Okay, so fair and accurate contact
Yes.
from your phone for mom at that time.
Yes.
And then 56B,
That's my dad.
that's his phone number.
It is.
56C,
That's my brother.
Charlie,
Yes.
okay, fair and accurate phone number for him at that time.
Yes.
And then 57 is that the contact you had in there for your ex-husband, Dan Martel.
Yes.
Judge, at this time I asked him to give the evidence 56 and 57.
And it very
Okay.
states 56 and 57 are admitted at this time.
Did you ever refer to your ex-husband, Dan Markel, as an emotional terrorist?
I very well could have. I don't remember saying that.
I do have to say I have to use some of these. The next time my husband says something out of pocket, I'm going to be like, "You're an emotional terrorist."
But
That one's on
I just learned I gotta up my vocab game
tab 34.
when I'm fighting with people. I mean, I am a Gemini.
I'm so sorry. Is that? Yes, I believe it is
it
34.
is. I see it. I said it in December of 2013.
Approximately 7 months before his murder.
December to, yes, approximately 7 months.
And tab 35, in June of 2014, did you say of your ex-husband, "I hate him so"?
I mean, she could just be like, "Sure, yeah, I said it. I was mad. We're getting a divorce. Like, why is this a big deal?" I don't find any of this from an ex-wife being that big of a deal. This is why we can't have nice things.
I don't see it.
Are you on tab 35?
I do what I
No,
want.
I was on tab 34. It's tab 35.
Sorry. Yes.
I did write that.
And that was approximately 3 weeks before Mr. Markel was murdered, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Lost my clicker.
I don't know what somebody says about somebody else in a divorce, and then they end up dead. That connection, they're getting a divorce. Like, you expect both of them to be irritated.
Your ADHD friend.
Exactly. I think it's fair to allow people whose marriages have broken apart to cuss at each other, right? You're going to be hurt by the ones you love the most. I will do better.
Clickers are a real problem for me. All right, next I want to ask you about Mr. Markel's response to your petition to relocate. Is it fair to say he was adamantly opposed to that motion?
Yes.
Yes.
The husband affirmatively alleges that the wife helped herself to non-marital assets, including money and stocks owned prior to marriage, as well as numerous personal non-marital belongings of the husband, such as luggage, bicycle, tennis racket, and family heirlooms. The wife has refused to return these items or to allow the husband into her home to see what other personal belongings were taken without his permission or acquiescence. So the other thing that you need to remember is that Wendi waited until he went on a business trip and moved all of her shit out, including the boys and all of their shit, and did not tell him. He came home essentially to an empty house.
All right, and you all fought over things large, of course, but also very small. Like in this pleading, a tennis racket is mentioned, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's I don't think it's crazy. I mean, people fight over dinner plates. Like, I mean, people fight over it's there comes a time in some divorces where it just becomes tit for tat.
Oh, jumped ahead on us. Okay, let's go back. In Mr. Markel's response, and for court and counsel, this is page 82 of Exhibit 60. He indicates the husband affirmatively alleges that the wife helped her personal non-heirlooms.
Taking his tennis racket.
Did you take those things when you vacated the property?
I did remember taking his tennis racket by accident, and I returned that, but otherwise I didn't
She's like, fuck his tennis racket. I'm taking this shit.
take his belongings.
Did you strategize to leave him in a way that would cause or inflict maximum damage upon him?
No.
Is that something?
Really though, Wendi? Really? You waited till this man went on a business trip, moved yourself, your kids, and his shit, and your shit, but out of the home? He came home to an empty house? Come on. And you know what I would have respected? I would have respected if she just sat in here and was like, you know what? Yeah, I was pissed. And I wanted to do something at the time that would hurt him. Was it right? No. You know?
Thing your mom ever said?
I don't
To your
remember that.
knowledge? Did you discuss with your mom how and when you would leave your marriage?
Yeah, it's
I
true.
did.
It is all encompassing.
Do you recall a November 2nd, 2012 email where Dan Markell was saying to you, let's put all this aside. This is all about the kids. Let's act toward each other in a way that they can be proud of. Did he say that to you?
I remember reading an email like that.
All right. And we talked about the Aqua Ridge apartment, or I guess it was a home residence. Is this a fair and accurate photo? I've blurred your kids' faces, but of the living space there?
Thank you for doing that. Yes, that's our home.
Okay. And did your mom help you secure this place to live? Do you have any involvement in that?
She did.
Okay. What involvement did she have?
She helped me move in.
No. I've never been passionate enough to do anything harmful to people I hate. I do come from the book of the Bible. I believe it's little Jonathan 3:16. Don't start noneth, won't be noneth. If you leave me alone, I will leave you alone. But other than that, yeah, just go. And that's the thing is I get to a point of hatred where you're alive, but you're dead to me. I don't think about you. I don't talk about you. You are not in my day. Let's go. It's got to be hard when you have an ex, in a contentious divorce. But, I don't know. Even my husband, like we talked about that and I'm like, listen, if we ever get divorced, just take your half, give me my fucking half and just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Leaveth me beeth. Hatred is exhausting. What is it? It's drinking poison, expecting the other person to die,
Okay. Did she help you locate the place to live?
I think
at
so.
all? Okay. Did she come up and look at places with you as well?
We did.
Okay. Did Dan Markell
And I know,
threaten you in
there's
the
other
pleading?
ways for them to, paint her as controlling. But as a mother, I would ask my mom, well, if I had a relationship with my mom, I would ask her to go with me to look at places with me. You always want to bounce ideas off of somebody. It's not, I don't think it's inherently controlling because your mom wants to go with you to look at houses or, be a part of that journey with you.
With federal kidnapping charges?
He did.
And that was associated with the way he claimed that you left the marriage.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Did she come up and look at places with you as well?
We did.
Okay. Did Dan Markell threaten you in the pleadings with federal kidnapping charges?
He did.
And that was associated with the way he claimed that you left
Wow.
the marriage.
Yes.
All right.
And he says you took the kids and did not tell him where they were for several, I think I've seen days and weeks. Is that true?
It's true that he said that. It's not true that that's what happened.
What was his position on your motion to relocate?
We did talk about it before I filed it, and he was amenable to figuring it out. But once I filed it, he was against it.
Okay. Did he allege in his response that the sole stated reason that you wanted to relocate was to be closer to your parents?
He did say that in his response.
But that's the truth. The truth is you did want to go there to be closer to your parents.
And is that the response that your mom referred to as his 23-page rant?
Probably.
She had a lot of thoughts about that particular filing, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay. And she laid those out in an email to you. I know you remember. That's the whole, your non-negotiable is relocation.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm just going to move. God bless it. Just move this.
Do you recall having 2 long mediations to try to resolve your divorce without a trial?
Yes.
And were those mediations successful?
They were not.
Was Mr. Markell seeking to depose your mother as part of the divorce proceedings?
I don't remember that.
What about your brother, Charlie? Did he care about whether you moved to South Florida or not?
I think so. I mean, I think he would have liked for me to be closer to him and have the kids closer to him.
Would it have been okay with him if you had made a decision to stay in Tallahassee?
I would have imagined so, yes.
And after the relocation,
And maybe this is just different the way that I operate in my family. If my parent or if my siblings are like, it's not okay with me that you stay there, I don't care. I have to do what's best for my kids and my family.
motion was denied, you were kind of like, well, maybe I have to stay in Tallahassee. Wasn't there at least a moment of that for you?
I mean, it wasn't maybe, that was the court's decision, and
That's what you have to do.
Respect the court's decision, and you know, I would make the best of it.
What about Charlie? Was he outraged by the court's decision?
I honestly don't remember him being outraged.
But to your mom, it was a big deal.
My mom was really upset.
Yeah. It was described by your mom in several places as like a life and death proposition. Do you agree with that?
I think my mom thought my life in Tallahassee wasn't good.
Is it true that you never would have left Dan Markel without your mom's suggestions?
Overruled, she may answer the question based on her own knowledge.
I would have left Danny regardless of anyone else's input. I was very unhappy.
Did you ever write that you would have never left him without your mom's suggestions?
It's interesting. And what benefit? Like, Dan was, everything. I mean, a mother like Donna could dream of. Dan had a great job and he was successful and he took care of his kids and his family and he took care of Wendi and he loved Wendi and he was Jewish and they were Jewish. And it's like all of these things that Donna would have found favorable. What would be the benefit of pushing Wendi away from her husband? I'm interested to know that. They actually talked without converting any information not recorded by text or recording. And she couldn't interpret anything. She can't interpret anything. She doesn't know. She does not know. Oh no, he needed a diaper. I gotta tell you, those drums seem relaxing. Oh.
Please refer to tab 41 and see if it refreshes your memory.
I could never do this. If I was on testimony too, and somebody was like, did you say this? I'd be like, probably. I talk a lot of shit. Like, sure, I'll take your word for it. Did your brother get back to you? I know nothing about anything.
I do say here I wouldn't have done it on my own.
Okay. Do you specifically reference your mom?
I say my parents and brother's suggestions and support.
Okay.
Well, and support. I mean, that's different than somebody talking me out of my marriage, right? If I was like, hey, I think I want to leave and do this, and they were supportive, I think that's different. I just got off the phone with Zach at SEI. Obviously, I pretended to be you. He was, in fact, able to tell me that on November 8th, 2010, when Danny asked us to forward him your account so he could control and invest it in your mutual account with Schwab, it had $46,345.11 in it. I pretended to be you. Yeah, we just have a different relationship. Because if my mom called me with this shit, I'd be like, don't do that. Don't ever do that.
I think because I wasn't happy, but part of me thought maybe I would just stay until the kids grew up.
Just one moment. I've lost my place a little bit. All right. I think you already testified you did not offer your mom your divorce petition to edit. Is that your testimony?
Sorry.
Did you
What's the
send your
question?
divorce petition to your mother to assist you in editing it?
It helps her hear. So why is she wearing headphones? It helps her hear not only what's going on, but I believe she also has access to hear like the sidebars. But it's just to help her better hear what's going like into the microphones.
I don't remember doing it.
Okay. And did your mom also pretend to be you to Mercer University to help you complete your divorce affidavit?
Jesus.
I have no memory of that.
Got a little pop out here of this email from your mom. Obviously, I pretended to be you contacting these financial institutions. Is that something that she would normally do on your behalf? Pose as you?
I had very little understanding or involvement of my
She's just chilling, listening to ABBA. Like, that's what I'd be doing. My ADHD could never. Yeah, that's a good one too, with all these little sweaters and stuff, you know, just I'm a little old granny. I'm a little granny.
financial situation. And so that might have been an account that my dad had created for me or that had like co-signatory authority. So that's possible.
Okay.
I know we've talked about this before. I think Wendi, I think her parents did everything for her, and I think she was just happy to let that happen. I don't think it's much more like diabolical than that. I think that her parents have always been in charge of her life. I think her mother has always been heavy-handed, and I think that she's just like, yeah, this is what they do and it's fine. You know, sometimes in families like this, in the family dynamic, it's easier to just go along with things than to not, because then everybody just stays quiet and everybody's happy and you don't got to deal with anybody's shit.
Here, did you forward a letter that was written on or sent to you on December 19th,
Exactly.
2013 from Dan Markell, where he was kind of wanting you back and making a lot of concessions? I'll stop coming home late, etc. Do you recall that
I do.
long email? Did you forward that to your mother?
I very well may have.
And do you recall she replied with sort of a paragraph by paragraph breakdown of that, Dan Markell email?
So I see that here. I mean,
I can't imagine my husband pleading to take me back and me sending it to my mom.
certainly didn't remember, but I see that there's a response here.
Okay. I think I've got her responses. Did you respond to her? Very nicely done, Mom. This is great.
It looks like I did, yes.
Okay.
Oh, see, and I think that's it. Her mom takes charge and she's like, yeah, this looks good. Fine.
And we go to L.
Sounds good.
In her responses, I guess they've got a joint email. So how do we know it's Mom and not Dad? Do we?
I don't.
Does Dad send responses like these? This is all the response. Would Harvey detail like that in a response?
No, but it could be that my dad and mom were talking and that she was the scribe, right? That they were, that it reflects both of their thoughts and that my mom's the one writing it.
Do not
And many of the
underestimate
emails
them.
are signed
Yeah, I don't.
Mom and Dad, or they reference Dad and I feel this way. Was it common for your mom to express for the two of them a certain position?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the origin of their relationship, but I mean, I don't think this would be completely out of place with the fact that she made an account specifically for Wendi and then tried to push her into new relationships while she's going through this divorce. Yeah, that's true. I can only imagine how it was when she was younger. And maybe, too, she didn't like Wendi being with Dan because maybe Dan was like, hey, listen, like, you don't have to listen to your mom, or your mom doesn't have to be a part of this. This is me and you now. It separates. Little old ladies are rowdy, man. I'll tell you.
And in this particular email, so this is a little confusing, but she responds paragraph by paragraph, K3, K5, K6, referencing Dan Markell's email to you and refuting each paragraph. And she felt that his position was...
Hold on. Danny met Wendi on the Jewish dating site that Donna created and viewed together. I did not know that. That is very interesting. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, God.
Right.
Let's read this together, shall we?
And she felt that
there would be no reason for the wife to think she was not entitled to half the account or money. Husband should pay towards the full cost of this petition. It is not frivolous, as it was something we had spoken on several occasions. He has a bad memory of things he doesn't want to remember. I mean, right now, literally, he has a bad memory of things he doesn't want to remember. Same could be said about Wendi. I know. I'm like, my brain is like, he has a bad memory of things he doesn't want to remember. Me too. As far as his option that he remain in Tallahassee with the children, and you live in SF, and you could have the children during certain vacation weeks of the year. Response: your job is not school calendar based. You will, of course, be entitled to liberal vacation time, and when the children are this young, it is not necessary to be concerned about taking them out of school, which is actually daycare, not school, to spend additional time with them. Plus, because of the liberal and flexible time frame that your new position will afford you, you will be able to spend more hours on a daily basis with them than you have had in the past, with all your responsibility outside of the teaching something. It is a part of husband's control issue that authority, okay, and then it goes on, but authority over education, medical. Response: this is outrageous. He blank, let's see, astute about medical. He said and wrote on his blog, when he married Wendi, he literally won the lottery of life. He also would say how he's turned over his memory and child rearing decisions to the person who clearly is more astute than he on their educational and medical issues. He has, however, forced and is controlling over two very young children who cry their eyes out every time he tells them he's taking them to shul. On Saturday mornings, Ben, who is more verbal and begging not to go, while his father physically carries him hysterically crying to the car and says, stop crying. You'll have fun in the playroom when you get there. And by the way, the children are left in the back room with the teenager during services. Father comes out during one or two songs, or if he's being called up to read from the Bima, an honor for his children to witness this. Clearly, they have no understanding at ages 2 of 3 what is going on. The father seeks to control them in a very strict and unrealistic religious atmosphere. He himself has said that even rabbis have told him that his behavior and rigidness with the children's religious upbringing is inappropriate at their tender age. Refer to the letter he wrote to you in December. However, he has turned into a religious zealot over the last few years since Ben's birth, and is dangerously forcing this behavior by mental intimidation and physical issues. No eating during Yom Kippur, and then we kind of lose the rest of that. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. And Crime Weekly say that. Interesting. What extremist form of Judaism are they talking about? Not so extreme that he couldn't work at a state university. Right. This is outrageous. His religious practices are forced upon our boys, are sick and dangerous to their well-being. I'm extremely concerned about their well-being of our children. These are not your children. I'm extremely concerned about the well-being of our children in regard to husband's fanatical and extremist religious beliefs. Also, I was born and raised Catholic, and my parents wanted to take me to church because they thought that's what was the best for me because that was what was the best for them. Sometimes you don't want to go. And as a little kid, yeah, you pick them up and you go. How many times raise your hand if you've pulled a child out of a store crying because they don't want to leave or they don't want to go to the store, but you need groceries. So you got to pick them up and you got to take them. Sometimes little kids just got to do shit they don't want to do. Like, that's not abusive. That part. I don't know about anything else, but that part, like picking them up and taking them to school, like, our children, yes. Our boys, our children.
His
Bitch, these are my children.
position was outrageous.
Did you know 9
That's a great point, Shawnee. She has not recognized her daughter as a separate individual. I think they were saying Dan is an extremist because he did follow a lot in the Torah, but they were more what you could say, right. They got to pick and choose what was good for them and their family and their upbringing. Right. Yeah. And she lived through Wendi. Or, I mean, I don't even know if she lived through Wendi. I think she just wanted to tell Wendi what to do.
Yes,
And she thought his religious practices were extreme, didn't she?
she did. Yes.
She was extremely concerned about the well-being of the children in reference to his religious practices.
Yes.
She wanted a psychological evaluation of Mr. Markel.
Yes.
He didn't need a psychological evaluation, did he?
Honestly, I don't remember.
Was he an extremely intelligent, accomplished law professor?
Yes.
Did your mom ever call Dan Markel any disparaging names around this time frame?
She did.
Okay, including piece of shit?
Yes.
Oh. And
Asshole?
Yes.
love you, Mom and Dad. Look at that. Hold on. Something has to be done with this asshole.
Yes.
Love you, Mom and Dad.
A narcissist?
Yes.
A bully?
Yes.
A bastard?
Yes.
Yeah, listen, also too, like, obviously there's a lot more to prove the fact that, she was a part of his murder. But also too, as a mom, to get on talking shit about your daughter's ex-husband because you think he's being terrible to your daughter, I also don't find completely like out of this, like out of the realm of, what am I trying to say? Like, I don't find it, that doesn't mean anything to me. If my daughter came to me and was like, my ex is a piece of shit, I'd be like, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, I totally get that. Yeah, I have a friend going through a very contentious divorce right now, who her divorce is done now, but her ex needs a psych eval very desperately. That's a whole story we could tell you on a different day, but he desperately needs a psych eval, and the judge has ordered it, and it has not gotten done. That is something you would remember if somebody needed a psych eval, for sure. Mom, a narcissist, a bully. Yeah. Right. Even if he was all those words, he didn't deserve to be murdered. And that's the end of it's not for her to decide that. Right.
Did your mom help you prepare for your meetings with your divorce lawyer?
My mom offered help, but I don't think I needed help preparing for meetings with my divorce lawyer.
Who was your divorce
I don't think you would need help either. You're also a lawyer.
lawyer?
Kristen Adamson.
Your mom, in an email dated January
Aljack, I'll tell you more in the Discord.
9th, 2013, indicates
Yes.
that she thinks
But also, it's a very scary time. It's a very scary time. One of the issues that you wanted me to write to you about for your meeting tomorrow with Kristen is how to handle the issue of your job. Major bargaining chip. See, like everything is like a business, right? Everything is about getting something or winning something. It will affect how much he pays in child support and alimony.
The job opportunities that you had in
She's right. She's a lawyer and a grown up. Right.
South Florida was a major bargaining chip in your divorce. Did you agree with that?
Did I agree with it at the time?
Yes.
I don't remember.
And she did a lot of work sort of making arguments to that point, didn't she?
I believe so.
And did you forward your correspondence with your lawyer?
I know. I know that she probably doesn't want to see her mom go to jail. Right? I'm sure there's a part of me that also thinks that she doesn't want to believe that what her mom did is a possibility. But again, and this is where I'm going right now, Eljikad. Again, I would have just said, or I would have respected if she was like, listen, I was going through a rough divorce with my husband. My mom is always 1000% on my side. I think every juror would understand that. Hi, Joe. I think every juror would be like, yeah, we get it. I mean, I would be there for whatever my daughter needed. I would be her support. I would be, everything for her or my son or whoever was going through a divorce. And for her to sit here and be like, oh, I don't know if they said this thing. I don't know if my mom would be like, you know what? Yeah, my mom said all this shit. She felt like her baby was getting hurt. And I think that's more understandable than her sitting on the stand right now and just being like, I don't remember. Maybe she said that. Maybe she didn't.
To your mother?
I did.
Publishing 64. I'm going to skip to J.
Shawnee.
She wanted to be kept informed, right?
Yes.
Honey, thanks for keeping me informed. Just read the email correspondence between you and Kristen. I totally agree with everything Kristen said to you. She is definitely correct in not signing the contract at this time. You need to show the lower salary and greater salary difference with the potential for more money with the end of the year bonuses, which are common with Grossman and Roth, and a reason to relocate. So, I mean, it's very clear that even though Wendy's like, I don't think my mom, I think I handled it by myself. I mean, it's very clear through these interactions that you would get correspondence from your lawyer and immediately send it to your mom. And then your mom would write something and you would send it back to the lawyer. And my question is, who's getting divorced? You or your mom? You can phrase things that don't say mom is guilty and are still honest in this case. We talk shit. We wanted to win custody and maybe be able to build a better life. Right. I want to stay out of the divorce other than being a support for my loved one. Right. I don't want to go through a divorce, but I'm going to be there for my child going through this hard thing. And also, if they talk shit, I'm going to talk shit, Because I'm your best hype man. If you're like, I fucking hate this guy, I'd be like, yeah, fuck that guy. Like, that's just who I am as a person.
Your mom mentions, see if I can find it.
Love you, Mom.
This is 64G, your South Florida legal team. She will try to remember to discuss things with
subject information from Charlie and Dad. Your raise. So now it's apparent that Charlie and Dad are in on this. Okay, if it's better for you to read their thoughts, I'll try to remember as many as I discussed with your South Florida legal team last night. Most important, because Danny has poisoned the minds of your coworkers, the faculty at FSU Law, it is no longer a comfortable or sustainable situation for you to continue there as an employee for any salary. You can say something like, I have no intention of remaining in this position, knowing the slanderous statements made by Dan Markell about me. So now we know that Wendi is forwarding her emails to Donna. Donna is then forwarding them or reading them to Charlie and Dad. Charlie and Dad have input. Wendi is coming back to. So now everybody's involved. And you know what? I don't know if it's just me as a person or if it's the fact that I'm a fucking Gemini. I already got too many voices in here. I don't need 12 people. And also, when somebody tells me what to do, I'm going to do the opposite. Don't ever tell me what to do. Don't tell me what I can do unless I'm coming to you for, I'm asking you for advice. I cannot stand when I'm trying to do something and I'm trying to go through something and somebody's like, you know what you should do? You know what you should do? Shut the fuck up. That's it immediately just makes my blood boil. I cannot imagine being Wendi in this situation and having my mom like chirp in my head. And then all of a sudden Charlie and dad are in on it. And it's just like, bah, 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 bah. I take fucking medication so it's quiet in here. Okay. Like I don't need all this. Ugh. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from talking shit. Right. Right, but also be there for my grandchildren who are going to continue to have their father. Exactly. Nobody's thinking about these kids. Nobody. Right. All right.
Your South Florida legal team. Who was that?
I think she was jokingly referring to herself.
Oh, she's the South Florida legal team.
I don't know who else it would have been. I think that's why there's a smiley face. I
Yeah,
think it was a
and
joke.
Charlie and your
Okay.
dad. You know who she's referring to. See, and it's just shit like this that just makes me want to be like, Wendi, come on. You know who she's referring. I know who she's referring to.
More questions for your upcoming hearing with your attorney. Did you forward your mom's questions?
Nobody
or
cared
ask your
about these
mom's
kids.
questions when you met with your attorney?
Probably not all of them, but if there was something that I thought was useful, I probably forwarded it or had a conversation about it.
And here you can see in paragraph 2, your mom referred to Dan Markel as gibbers as well, right?
We've been listening to her for 52 minutes. She has not, I don't think she's given one answer as an absolute. Maybe, could have, probably. I don't know. Like, there's never just been like, yes. Oh, maybe when she said, her mom was talking shit about Dan Markel. But there's never been like a yes or no. It's been like, could be, possibly.
It was a silly name. Yeah.
The body scan.
Yeah, it makes her appear
reveals the-
not great. I've looked at one of these Humes. If anybody has one, let me know how they like it.
Right. Let's go to the order denying your petition to relocate. Was your mom aware that the order was filed?
Yes.
Okay. And this is
The court
language
does
from
not find that the wife has met her burden of proof that relocation is in the best interest of the minor children. Right, because it wasn't. As such, the parties stipulate to the denial with prejudice. With prejudice means that they can never come back to this. This is it, right? And then if you do it without prejudice, that means that they can come back. But denial with prejudice means that this is it. You can't ask for this again. Of the wife's petition for a request to relocate with the minor children.
the order denied with prejudice, meaning you can't re-raise it, right?
Right. You can't refile.
Yeah,
And
and
your
to
mom
think
wanted to-
all of their family members are a part of it, and then they're being kept from the Markels. I cannot imagine.
Fight the decision, didn't she?
She did.
Did you feel to fight
did
the
she say?
decision, didn't she?
She did.
Please read. Very important. Oh, we've read these already. All right, I have the Donna email video somewhere. It's time for action. It's time to take control in your life and not let Jibbers think he just won anything by having you remain in Tallahassee, 8 hours away from the family you have, and lose out on what will be a job that will afford you and your children advantages that they will never otherwise be able to enjoy. Right.
Did you feel railroaded by her in this email where she's kind of bullying you to keep?
Please read. Very important. Never, never, never give up. It's time to take control of your life. All right.
Keep fighting.
Please rephrase your question.
Did you feel railroaded by your mother?
No.
Okay, but she wants you to continue to take action.
Which is funny because you cannot continue to take action when something has been denied with prejudice. You can't. When something is with prejudice, it means the court, that's their final decision. That's it. I mean, I guess you could appeal it. Can you appeal with prejudice? Let me find out.
It was denied. I wasn't taking any more action.
Not any more legal action.
I was not taking any more action of any kind.
Didn't your mom have some other ideas for some other actions that could happen?
She did.
She did want to take it to an appeal. You remember that?
Actually, I don't remember, but
That's on tab 43 of
Yes, you can appeal a case dismissed with prejudice. Oh, wait, no. Finally. This is a dismissal. Can you appeal with prejudice? Not dismissal. This is not answering my question. This is about the whole thing. Can you appeal a motion with prejudice? Yes.
binder.
With prejudice means the claim is permanently barred and cannot be refiled. So appealing is your only way to change it. Got it.
yes, I see.
Okay, but she also wanted to develop this plan of action that could be implemented between the time you learned of the relocation denial and your final hearing in court to maybe strong arm Mr. Markell into agreeing to the relocation. Do you remember that email?
Yes,
Okay, and she had some ideas for how to do that, right?
yes,
And she said Jibbers hasn't beaten the Adelson family yet. Yeah?
yes.
Okay. So what was her plan of action? What did she suggest you could do?
Take a photo. Oh, yes. Here, we're getting close to it. Plan of action. Take a photo of the boys dressed nicely, standing at the front door or by the sign of a Tallahassee church. Then change your Facebook status photo to this one so everyone will see this. Perhaps a line under the photo with New Beginnings in Tallahassee might be nice. Within minutes, Jibbers should either see this or will be getting calls from his friends and acquaintances about this. How happy do you think he will be? Or 2, make arrangements to get the boys caught up with a private tutor, teenage Catholic church member who will come to the house to teach the young men about Jesus. If you don't have to arrange time to arrange for this to happen, I will happily do it for you. She or he will serve as a good babysitter or assistant for you while you're preparing dinner, etc. So she is going to weaponize Dan's, how would you say this? Like Judaism, Jewish religion. She's going to weaponize his religion against him. And knowing how important that is, she's going to then, and she's also Jewish. And then she's going to be like, all right, well, we're just going to make the boys Catholic now solely because it's going to piss off Dan. Not because it's important to the family, not because, it could benefit the boys, but solely because it's going to piss off her ex-husband. Honestly, she has too much time
To get Dan Markell to relent and let you take his kids to South Florida.
She suggested that I pretend that the boys had become Christian.
Is that something you would ever consider doing?
No.
She was going to pay for them to get instruction.
I'm looking into summer camp programs for the boys. We will pay for it. Even if the boys end up going only the few days they're in Tallahassee on the days you have them prior to the hearing. Why don't you spend this money so that your daughter can stay in Tallahassee? Spend this money and just give it to her so that she can have the life in Tallahassee that you say that the boys could have in South Florida. This is so very disrespectful to the very idea of faith.
On the Christian faith, right?
That was what she said.
And she said she looked into it and she could get them baptized in a couple weeks. Do you remember that?
Fucking hell.
I don't remember, but I'm
Or they
sure
have
it's here.
fucking, I'm Catholic.
You
Do they
remember-
have drive-through baptisms? The fuck? Oh, this is the original. Okay.
Remember her imploring you to put on a good act?
I do.
We plan to make a financial offer. What does this
Imploring
say?
you to put on a good act?
We plan to make a financial offer to him to allow this relocation. You need to work this plan and we'll help you through it so it may affect how much we will offer him.
I do.
We will offer him. Our children hasn't beat the Adelsons. Good God. Sorry, Kim. I do have to say, I don't like her very much, but she is beautiful. Yep.
I don't know. Do you have any acting training?
No.
Do you know why your mom would Google how to teach an actress emotion?
I don't know.
Did she ever share with you or forward you any tips on how to bring emotion or fake emotion?
Not that I remember of any kind.
All right. What about a financial offer? Was that part of it as well?
Yes.
What was the financial offer to be?
I think it was $1 million.
Who was going to pay the $1 million?
My mom, my dad, and my brother.
And they were going to pay $1 million. You didn't have to pay any of it?
I don't remember having to pay any of it.
Okay. And they were
Is my sister home?
going to give Dan Markel $1 million for what?
So that I could relocate.
Okay. Did you ever make that offer to Dan Markel?
No,
To your knowledge, did anyone make it to him?
I don't think so.
Would it have worked?
Oh, she is home. Okay.
I don't think so.
It's like, what am I hearing in my house? Take control from him. Let's see. We want him ticked off so he realized that he could lose control over his kids as they get old. See, everything's about control. As they get older and more involved under Gibber's religious influence, they will be able to request which parent they want to live with. Don't allow Gibbers to have this power and control over them. Then in reality, he's going to have the same control over you. Or these two people could just get along for the fucking kids that they got, that they made together. They could just try to co-parent. And the boys do what they do when they're with Dan, and the boys do what they do when they're with Wendi, and then they just try to figure it out together.
It's all about getting control from Dan Markel, right?
Yes.
It's interesting they highlighted those words.
And you told her these ideas were crazy, didn't you?
I did.
I will not be introducing my children to Christianity. Either way, I truly believe it will
Will not be
backfire.
introducing my children to Christianity. I truly believe it will backfire.
Again, Your Honor, the prosecutor is testifying again.
As the counsel testifying, staying, please make sure you're asking open-ended questions to the witness. Ms. Kathleen,
I'm reading from State's Exhibit 64B, which is in evidence.
please proceed.
Did you say it would backfire?
Yes, those are my words.
And what did you mean by backfire?
I don't remember, but I can read there below what I was saying.
Did it have to do with this will give him ammunition to pursue things in court?
I might have meant that at the time.
I'm curious if she was ever in a relationship like with her mom that she could just be like, enough. Enough. We're done with this.
Your mom respect your decision not to use her suggestions?
I mean, she had to have, right? I'm a grown-up.
Are you joking? She had to, right? I'm a grown-up. Obviously, she does not respect your decisions. She doesn't trust you to make your own decisions, which is why she's got to go in and out of these emails. If she respected your decisions that you made, then she would allow you to make your own decisions because she trusts you and respects you as a grown-up.
She kept pushing, though, didn't she?
You know, Wendi, most of the wars that have been fought over the last couple of thousands of years have been over religion. Charlie brought up a good point when he said that Americans were dropped behind enemy lines during World War II wearing, you know, Yahtzee uniforms to get what they wanted. They had a job to get done, and it did what they needed to do to accomplish it. You have a job to get done in a very short time frame to accomplish it. If you dressed your kids up in Hitler youth uniforms and brought them down here, I couldn't care less, Donna. You couldn't care less. If it was an act of defiance and you would show Jibbers that he's not in control. Hitler youth uniforms. Provide any. Exactly.
She was suggesting other ideas.
Okay. January 27th,
Sure, that's funny.
2013 email 64W. Charlie brought up a good point when he said that Americans were dropped behind enemy lines during World War II wearing Nazi uniforms to get what they wanted. They had a job to get done, and they did what they needed to do to accomplish it. You have a job to get done in a very short time frame to accomplish it. If you dressed your kids up in
There is no way that Donna could look at these emails and not be like, fuck. Like,
Hitler youth uniforms and brought them down here, I could care less if it was an act of defiance and would show Jibbers that he's not in control. Did she suggest that to you?
Yes.
Exactly. He'll still be in control. And here's the thing, like, if Wendi doesn't care, then you shouldn't care. So.
She urged you to rethink your decision not to implement her suggestions.
Soul control. Please rethink. An act of defiance that will put a scare into this jackass. God, I do fucking.
Didn't she?
Yes.
She wanted you to do an act of defiance that will put a scare into this jackass. Why would she want to scare Mr. Markell?
So that he would let me relocate, I guess.
Why?
She says here, and I'm still on 64W.
I don't know how much of the big picture you're seeing, honey. I don't know if you realize that not only what you can provide for your boy's life, but your own life all depends on this change. Aside from living in a far better city with family, a personal history there, and you'll also have a greater opportunity to meet people for your future. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. No, it's not. She moved to Tallahassee and built a beautiful life with Dan Markell and had these boys and was building a great life for them until she wasn't. I mean, you can find great opportunity anywhere. She can go anywhere.
I don't know how much of the big
Again, this isn't about her. This is about Donna. It's always about Donna.
picture you're seeing, honey. I don't know if you can realize that not only what you can provide for your boy's life, but for your own life, all depends on this change. This is a once in a lifetime, right?
Yes.
And she's sending all of
Everyone has a price. Now is the time to... Yeah, my price is my fucking children. You're not going to buy them from me. Now is the time to start. You said this divorce is not about winning and losing, that it's not a competition. You've already lost relocation according to the legal system. Well, it is about winning and losing, and we're trying to get a win. You deserve it. You deserve so much more than a life without family teaching in Tallahassee. Here's the other thing, though. As far as family goes, when I have my kids, I have family. And I have family, all of my family is in another state. I have them too. I have their support. Whenever I need them, I can get to them. If I needed them that bad, they would be here. But my number one family, and anywhere I go, my family is going to be my kids.
this after the relocation is denied, right?
Yes.
Everyone has a price. Fight for yourself.
Wait.
Everyone has a price. Fight for yourself.
Ah, damn it. It goes too fast. I don't think you realize the type of offer we're considering. We're planning on you, Charlie, and Dad and I going as high as equal parts in a $1 million offer that's $330K. Or you just buy a fucking house for $330K from each of us. Obviously, the more chits on our side, the better our chances are that we won't have to go that high. You have to show us that you're doing your part in this too. We're a team. We can't do this without your help. You're not a team. You're not a team. This is not a team.
Okay. I'm showing you this slide also from Exhibit 64W, which indicates that you were going to go into the $1 million offer as a third. Does that refresh your memory on that deal?
I mean, it refreshes my memory, but it's not something I ever considered or thought about doing.
Or
So you would not have paid up the
No.
third of $1 million.
No.
Moving on to 64X. This is an email in which your mom expresses opinions on several items, including the marital home, the parenting schedule, alimony, child support, health insurance. Did you want her opinion on all these things?
I mean, I don't remember, but I think we always want our parents' opinion on things, even if we don't take it.
Sorry, Your Honor, I can't hear.
Please state your answer.
Counselor asked me if I wanted my mom's opinion on those things, and it's hard for me to remember at the time if I wanted.
Please, Wendi, we've been with you since day one. Do not accept or sign anything without the two of us reviewing and discussing all of this with you. Screwing him financially is what will aggravate him.
Their opinions, but I said, I guess, people always want their parents' opinions on things.
And your mother's opinion was that she wanted you to aggravate your ex-husband, right?
Yes.
To screw him financially,
Yes.
to get a win.
Yes.
She thought your divorce was something to be won,
Yes.
right?
It seems that way.
Wendi! Just say yes.
When was the divorce final?
It would have been final this summer of 2013.
July 31st of 13 sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
And we saw that that was the date for your trial. Did a trial take place?
Yes.
Okay. With witnesses being called?
No, there weren't any witnesses.
Okay, so it was a settlement.
Yes.
And did you reach the settlement on the day that the trial was supposed to be conducted?
I think maybe the day before.
Okay. I want to ask you some questions about voice authentication. Your cell phone, was it collected by police in this case?
I gave the police my cell phone to search.
Let them download it and return it to you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And are you familiar with a wiretap that was conducted in this case,
I've seen a lot of wires.
where phone calls were intercepted by the police and recorded by the police?
Yes.
And were you asked to listen to a disc of calls to see if you could authenticate the voices on those
Yes.
discs? Okay. And were you able to authenticate some of the voices on there?
I was able to authenticate the voices of my family.
All right. So Charlie Adelson, Donna Adelson, Harvey Adelson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And did you initial on State's Exhibit 135 by each of those voices that you were able to authenticate?
I did.
Welcome back.
Certainly can't read this, but
It's very small.
see if that's
Yes. Mhm.
that's where you initialed. Okay.
I did.
This time I'd ask to introduce State's Exhibit 135.
Any objection? I'm asking if there's an objection to the fails. States 135 is entered.
Welcome back.
After the divorce was final, was there any more litigation between you and Dan Markell?
There was.
All right. And who was the first one to file something after the divorce was final?
I don't remember who was first to file.
Because you both filed some things afterwards, right?
Well, Danny was supposed to pay me for the deal with our settlement was I was supposed to take my name off the title to the house, and he was supposed to pay me half the value of the house. So I went that first week and took my name off the title and then just waited. And when I reached out, when it was time for him to pay what he owed, he said, I'm not going to pay it. And I asked why, and he said, I have my reasons. And so my attorney had to file to enforce the settlement agreement because otherwise he was going to be held in contempt of court.
The court had given him a deadline to make the payment, and he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
So you filed a motion to enforce
The settlement agreement.
and he filed a counter motion saying, well, I'm not paying because she's in violation for all these different things. Remember that?
I do. And then he accused my attorney of committing fraud.
Right. One of his big complaints was failure to facilitate the communication agreement, where I guess you all had some type of agreement to provide Skype calls with the kids to each other when you didn't have the children. Do you remember him complaining about that?
I do. I remember if I was 1 minute late, he would contact the parenting coordinator and complain that I was in violation.
That was a pretty regular complaint of his in this era of these filings, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And when he sent an email, for example, 64N, let's see if we have that.
I mean, it looks as if when you remove Donna from the whole thing, it looks as if these guys were they're just going back and forth with each other. You know, these things get so messy. You found something for me. What is it? These things get so messy and they get so petty, and, you know, everybody feels like something is being taken from. It's so bad. In Florida, defendants do not have a right to listen in at sidebar unless the sidebar concerns a critical stage where their presence is constitutionally required. Oh, okay. So she just has it then to listen to like testimony and hear all of that better. You are the Google master.
Alleging these sorts of
Specifically in period of January 27 to 30th. Okay, you did not adhere to our communication agreement at all. That agreement states clearly that the option to speak to the children at 8:30 a.m. or 6 p.m. every other day belongs to the parent who is not with the children unless an alternative agreement is mutually made. On January period, you didn't even pretend to adhere to that agreement. You made zero efforts to facilitate that when you or your mother could have easily done so. So I assume this is from Dan.
violations, and including, quote, accusing you and your mother of making zero efforts to facilitate communication between he and the kids. Did you forward this email?
Yeah, right. I'm curious if it was genuinely a minute later, if she was purposefully late, more than that. Right. And two people will do that too, where they try to piss each other off, where, you know, it's a half an hour late and perhaps Dan has somewhere to go. It just becomes this wild back and forth.
To your mother?
I don't remember if I did or not.
And during this time period, did Dan Markel send you quite a few emails pleading with you to play nice, for example, March?
During the second period, you claimed in an email written February 26th, the night, that you were standing by at 8:30 a.m. that morning, but you never even let me know that was your preferred available time, nor did you respond to my various and earlier texts or emails indicating that I wanted to speak to the children at 6 p.m. on the 26th. Just so we're crystal clear, when I am without the children, the choice of which period for when I chat with the boys is mine under the agreement, not yours. That said, I will continue to try to be flexible as long as you meet me part way. Making up some claim after the fact, as you did on February 26th in the email, that you were ready for my call when you didn't even contact me by text, email, or phone to inform me that you were available is not being flexible. It inhibitory parental gatekeeping. It's unlawful, and if it persists, Thomas and I will pursue all measures necessary, including but not limited to seeking court orders, greater time sharing, and litigation costs. Dealing with this through the courts and lawyers is so far from what I want, but your inability to keep your agreements and make basic contact happen is persistent, deeply disappointing, and untenable. Of course, I remain committed to ensuring that you have access and or contact with the children whenever I have them. You remain welcome to join us in the house or elsewhere if you have to Skype or to have Skype calls every day if you give me adequate notice. I will, of course, adhere to your communication agreement as a floor. I know the boys want to speak to you, and I'm happy to co-parent whenever you are. I don't want conflict or tension. I desperately want peace and joy. Please let that happen, but do not mistake my politeness for desire for cooperation as a lack of firmness. I will no longer tolerate failures on your part to keep your agreements. You've recently indicated in an email that you found Skype calls intrusive. I'm sorry you feel that way. If you wanted to reach a new agreement regarding communication or access to the children, I am open to discussing that with you. I am open to discussion with you. But until we have a new protocol in place, I expect us to continue to adhere to our existing agreement. Please tell me if you find this to be unreasonable, because I don't. No, her parents are not attorneys. Her dad is a dentist, and her mom was bookkeeping for the dentist office that they own. Yeah, no, they're not. They're not attorneys. I don't find this email to her to be unreasonable. I'm willing to co-parent with you. Just do what you said you were going to do.
7th of 2013. Wendi, I really regret that things have gotten to the place where they are. Do you think we could try to resolve more issues directly with each other to prevent so much of the unnecessary tension and cost? Things like that.
Yes.
Okay. But then you didn't seem to be able to actually play nice with each other, even though it seems like maybe that's both what you wanted, at least at certain points.
I was always trying to play nice.
You were threatening to hold him in contempt of court.
I wasn't threatening to hold him in contempt. That's what my lawyer filed. That's what happens
Well,
when
your lawyer represents you, doesn't she, Mrs. Adelson?
She does, but I wasn't threatening him.
I mean, you filed a motion that would hold him in contempt of court if he didn't pay you. You filed the motion. Whenever you work with a lawyer, they come back to you and they're like, all right, are you sure you want to do this? Yeah. She didn't just like go in there and do it for you.
You cease all Skype communication between Dan Markel and the boys on March 12th of 2013.
I don't remember that, no.
Tab 54.
Right. That all seems very reasonable to me.
Please.
Just do what you say you're going to do. It's as simple as that.
It looks like my attorney advised me to do that.
Did you cease all Skype conversations between Dan Markel and the boys?
Again, I don't remember. It's been a very long time. But if my attorney advised me to do it, then I probably did it.
Why?
And
Why? Why? How does that benefit the boys? I'll wait. My attorney told me to cease all communications with him and the boys. Why? And I gotta tell, I don't know what kind of position I'd have to be in for my attorney to be like, you should get the kids to stop talking to their dad. No. But again, this seems like something that benefits you, not the kids. All of this, none of this benefits these children. None of it. And honestly, I haven't heard anybody say anything positive about these young boys. But I've heard somebody say, hey, let's dress them up in Nazi uniforms. This is insane.
the day that you filed that motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement and hold Dan Markel in contempt, see if I can find that. What was the date of that filing?
It looks like it was October 31st, 2013.
Was that this?
It was to cease communication. Her attorney advised her to cease the children's communication with Dan. But like, if that's not what you want, then yeah, you're not helping me. I want to get along with my husband. That's a good point, Shawnee. So the lawyer said to violate the court order. Right. Is that what she said then? Jesus.
Same date that you backed out of the contract to buy a house here in Tallahassee?
I don't remember if it was the same date, but at that point I didn't have the money I needed to buy the house because Danny didn't pay what he was supposed to.
She didn't have the money and she didn't have the money. When they go through the forensic accounting, they find out that at this time that she didn't have the money, she had 500 grand in the bank. 15 and 16. Wow. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't want to take this from them. But maybe she did. Maybe she did want to take it from them, you know? Or from him.
Okay, but you don't remember which day you backed out of buying the house.
That's so sad.
Could it have been the same day that this was filed? Halloween of 13.
It may have been.
Okay, and was it Charlie, your brother, who talked you out of buying the house?
No, I didn't have the money to buy the house.
So you don't remember him discussing that with you?
No.
Okay. And did your mom...
They were little at the time of this. They were 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. I can't remember.
have a position one way or the other on whether you would buy the house?
I don't remember.
I don't remember anything.
The image that I just had up there, was this image sent to you on October 31st? How did this get onto your cell phone dated October 31st?
It looks like something my brother would have sent me at some point. I don't remember if it was what day it was.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they were 6 and 5 when he was murdered, because when they were going through the divorce, they were like 3 and 4.
But I remember seeing that picture.
Okay. Do you have any reason to dispute the metadata associated with it on your phone?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And you recognize your brother in this photo?
I do.
And who's the woman he's pictured with here?
Katie.
Is that Catherine McBanoa?
Yes.
Yes. Catherine McBanoa.
So did your brother at any time send you this picture? Not at any time. Did your brother on October 31st send you this picture and basically tell you not to buy the house because you weren't going to be living in Tallahassee much longer?
I don't remember him ever telling me not to buy the house or that I wasn't going to be living in Tallahassee. I really wanted to buy that house.
Do you remember, after all the drama with the Skype, asking your mom, let's see if I can find it here, to help you work on the Skype thing because it was becoming a real problem between you and Mr. Mark?
Here is the phone Skype plan for the holidays. Please help me do this. It means less stress for me if we just follow it. Right? Like if you just do what we said we were going to do, it would be great.
No.
I honestly don't remember, but I see this email and I must have sent this.
And then a few months later...
She never talks about what... I mean, I guess she hasn't been asked those questions, right? But I've never heard her talk about the children like, I was doing what I thought was in their best interest. You know?
In February of 14, Mr. Markell files a motion to enforce marital settlement agreements, and that we've touched on that already. That was alleging that you committed fraud on the court during the original settlement. Remember that?
I do. I remember him saying that my attorney helped perpetrate a fraud.
He did. He suggested that the court should send a strong message to you about your malfeasance by awarding him the entirety of the assets that he alleged were undisclosed. Do you remember that?
I do.
And did your mom view that filing?
I don't remember.
Isn't that the one she responded to? We need a plan of attack. We need to aggravate.
Yeah, and that's the thing. All of this for what? All of this for what?
Him the way he's trying to aggravate.
Because you didn't want to make a 9-hour drive to Tallahassee like Dan wouldn't want to make a 9-hour drive to go see his kids in South Florida. It's sad.
I remember we just looked at that. I just didn't remember what it was in response to.
Okay. And did you respond to his allegations?
I would
in court, in a court filing.
We must have responded in a court filing to that,
Okay.
because if someone accuses you of fraud, at that point my attorney had to recuse herself because she had to become a witness in the case and to say that that didn't happen. And then I had to find a new attorney to represent me.
Yeah,
Okay, and did
that sucks. That all of a sudden her lawyer, he like does this and he's going to know how to play these games with her, just like she's going to try to play games with him, and it just goes back and forth.
Do a filing in response to his counter motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement, alleging and this is page 439 for court and counsel, that a vast majority of the former husband's motion contains allegations that are redundant, immaterial, impertinent, and scandalous. That sort of language. Does that sound familiar?
I'll check that.
It doesn't actually sound familiar, but I would have responded in a motion. So I'm sure my attorney filed something.
Did your mom move around this time?
I don't think so.
Do you remember your parents signing a lease at a place called the Continuum?
My parents were spending some time there on the weekends, but they didn't move until 2015 when I was clerking for a judge at that time.
All right. So they signed a lease to have sort of a weekend property. Was that in South Beach?
Yes.
Okay. And that does March of 14 sound right for that?
I don't remember when they signed a lease there, but it's possible.
Well, when you ultimately left Tallahassee, which we'll get to, did you go to live at the Continuum or at Coral Springs or somewhere else?
In Miami at the Continuum.
And do you know why they chose to move into the Continuum? I mean, this is about 3-4 months before the murder.
My brother had a girlfriend that lived there, and he really liked the property, and he thought maybe my parents might like to retire there. So he was suggesting that they start trying someplace other than Coral Springs to retire.
And did your mom add you as a resident to the Continuum on May 16th of 2014?
I don't remember that, but the Continuum, the apartment complex, had very high security.
Mm-hmm.
And so it may have been that if you wanted someone to come and not be considered a guest, they had to be considered a resident.
Okay, tab 95, please. And the question is, would you have been considered a resident as of May 16th of 2014?
And I don't know. So you want me to see whether on this document I was added as a resident?
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like I was added and my brother were added. And then my other brother was the in case of emergency. And it was in April of 2014.
April of 2014. Okay, so about 3 months before the murder?
Yes.
And that was just so that you could come and go whenever you were visiting?
That was my understanding.
Do you recall a motion being filed by Dan Markell that we referred to as the grandma motion?
No.
Did Dan Markell in March 26th of 2014 file a motion seeking to preclude your mother from having unsupervised contact with your kids?
I don't remember him filing that motion, but
You know, I have to say, Captain, with this comment, I'm in the middle of watching the Sean Combs' The Reckoning documentary, and that was one of the notes that I took, is the fact that life is just like, people just like don't care. Like, life is just, it's not valuable to them. Like, it's just something that's just like, all right, well, you know, get rid of this person or get rid of this person, and it's such a sad feeling because all this other stuff around us is bullshit, right? All this other little frivolous little stuff, but life is like the most important. And when you watch cases like this, yeah, it's just like the fact that you can, I mean, I could hate somebody. There are a lot of people, not a lot of people. There's a couple people where I'm like, if they just like disappeared off the earth, you know, the world might be a better place. But it's not going to be me that does it. I don't understand that. Right? I don't understand how you get there for my fellow weirdos. I care about you. I don't understand how you get to that point where you're just like, yeah, take them out. I think the only way I could get there, right? Like when we talk about nature versus nurture and things like that, I think the only way that I could get to a place where I could commit an act against another person would be if my life was in trouble, my husband's life, or my kids. Like, that would be it. But to hate somebody, you know, over a divorce, to hate somebody, you know, with the Combs thing with music and popularity and what, to just so easily dispose of another person. It's hard. I think that too is what draws me to true crime, because it's just a place I can't understand. And I don't know if I'm looking for something that like true crime is going to fill a hole for me, that I'm going to finally like figure it out or crack the code. But I don't understand. This is a good point. We're treating each other like cheap consumer goods. Yeah. And that's it, is like, we treat people like they mean nothing. Yeah. Like we could just toss them away. We can just throw them away. And then that's it. And it just, it's very sad. It's very heartbreaking. And also, when we watch these cases too, and we talk about the kids, and you realize like, these kids are going to grow up, and what does that look like? And the question is, all for what?
It sounds like if it's a motion you have a name for, then it exists.
And in that motion, do you recall, or does it refresh your memory, that he was saying, Grandma, the boys were telling him, Grandma says you're stupid, Grandma says she hates you, and as a result, he was concerned about your mom alienating the kids or turning the kids against him.
I remember hearing about this motion.
Okay. And that is a motion that was never got to be heard, right?
That was part of the motion to enforce the settlement agreement.
But which was never heard.
Which was never heard.
Because he was killed.
Because, yes.
And do you remember why you didn't forward your mom the actual motion that was filed in reference to that?
I don't.
Okay. If you will check see if you can find tab 98 in the back there, please.
It's funny. I remember more about my friend's divorce and the motions that were filed. And I remember the motions that I had to file when I was going to court to get custody of my sister than she remembers about her own divorce. That goes for y'all. Let's go.
I have tab 98.
Okay. Does it refresh your recollection as to the question, which is, where was your mom on the day that the relocation was filed, which for your reference was 3/26/14.
Scrawny angry.
So
road.
this email is from 3/25/14, and it looks like my parents were coming up. It says coming on Thursday, and this was written Tuesday the 25th. So my guess is that they were coming on Thursday the 27th.
And was it their practice to typically stop in Orlando and spend the night on the trip up to Tallahassee?
I don't remember.
Okay.
She doesn't know anything.
The allegations that are laid out in Dan Markell's motion were sent to you in an email before the motion was ever filed. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
In Publishing 64AA, a December 6th.
As a prosecutor, I would be like, of course you don't. Like, I don't know how they keep it cool and collected. I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut.
16th, 2013 email. This email indicates that Dan Markell is going to be introducing a major issue.
I am now introducing a major issue, grandparental alienation. This will be a part of our ongoing effort to resolve outstanding issues with Wendi through the courts if necessary. But the short of it, which Amanda should hear about in her role here, is that on 3 separate occasions in the last month, completely unbidden and out of nowhere, Ben announced to me, Abba, which is what they called him, Abba, Grandma says you're stupid.
Grandparental alienation. This will be part of our ongoing effort to resolve outstanding issues.
She remembers.
But basically, at the bottom there, Ben announced to me, Abba. What does Abba mean?
It's Abba. It means father in Hebrew.
Father.
Her mom took her classes?
Grandma says you're stupid. Okay, and he details a couple, I think it's 3 different instances in which his boys have told him that.
Oh, I'm sure they would have to send me to a boot camp because I'd be like, like I wouldn't be able to control myself.
Grandma, your mother, has told them that
he first announced that Grandma said it to him, I'm stupid, first at dinner in front of a guest, including Mona Markell, then in front of our guests, then at the park as I was buckling Ben and Link into the car seats. Ben and Then Lincoln said, Abba, grandma says you're stupid. At this point, I asked him, well, why did she say that? And then he answered, because you're trying to take her sunshines away from her. And I asked who are her sunshines, and they said the two of us.
Trying to take my sunshines away.
Away from them. There was never going to be a time where Donna could not spend time with these children. Never. There was never going to be a time that they needed to worry about Donna not seeing these kids.
She hates you, that sort of thing. Does this refresh your memory at all about those allegations?
It does.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Also, my face. She'd be like, I don't remember. And I'd be like, okay, well. Ben and I were playing in the playroom. Upstairs, Lincoln was sleeping. And again, out of nowhere, without any connection to what we were doing, Ben says, Abba, grandma says you're stupid. Why did she say that? He answered the exact same way. Because you're trying to take her sunshines away from her.
And this email, you did forward this email to your mother. Do you recall that?
I don't recall that, but it makes sense that I would have.
And your mom responded to it, or someone responded to it. Wow. Do you remember that?
This is Dan Markell's dad, by the way.
I was shown that email yesterday.
Okay. And you forwarded that email not only to your mom, but to a total of 12 different people. Do you remember that?
Jesus.
I remember being very surprised that he was trying to accuse a member of the Florida bar of fraud and going to all these lengths to avoid paying money that he owed me.
Okay. And is that the reason why you sent it to the 12 people?
It was pretty shocking what he was doing.
Did your mom respond at all to that allegation regarding her alienating the kids?
I don't remember a response other than the one I was shown that said, wow, but I don't know if that was my dad responding or my mom responding.
But the allegation was
it's got to be hard to sit here and just watch people so cold and callously talk about this situation when you have lost your son. It's got to be impossible. I don't know how the parents keep it together.
Your mom, right?
Anger,
The allegation
I guess.
was in reference to my mom.
Okay. And in fact, the next day, because the parenting coordinator was in on the original thread, you forwarded the email a second time to your mom, didn't you, with the parenting coordinator's response? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but it makes sense that I would have forwarded it.
Watch your face.
Do you remember just, let's see, a couple months before the death of Dan Markell, saying to a friend of yours, I think her name is Jane, does that sound familiar?
I had a friend named Jane.
Telling Jane, quote, Danny is a monster.
Overruled, the witness may testify based on her memory.
I don't remember telling Jane.
On
that I
her
thought Jane
she
was
may
a monster.
testify
Okay,
on
was
her
Jane-
memory, even though she doesn't have one. She doesn't remember shit. Silently crying. Ugh.
Jane, one of the people you forwarded the email to, the
Yeah.
Dan's email?
I don't remember.
Okay. But it was the same day that you called him a monster. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Of course you don't. Good God, Wendi.
Everyone can be seated. Ms. Kappelman, you may resume with your examination of the witness.
Oh, they probably went on break.
Ms. Adelson, I want to ask you a little
You
bit
know
about
what we're going to do is we're going to pause this and we're going to do the rest in members only. So let me write down the time because I have to go. I have some stuff I have to do today. So the time here is 1:23:07. So this is what we'll do for members live. Members live on Friday. Hi, Amanda. I'm Amanda, and I'm 6. So this will be for the members live, and then we'll just finish up. Let's see, Wendi Adelson testimony. We'll do that. Because I don't want to start it and then I got to pause it. And yeah, hopefully I can get into the members only. I'm going to try to figure this out for you, Mr. Pike. I'm going to try to figure it out. I think if I go public first and then I do not public. That's how we snuck you in last time. That was pretty crazy. But anyways, you guys are the best. I enjoyed today. I have some things that I got to go and do. Hi, Amanda. Bye, Amanda. You guys are great. I love ya. And I'll see members on Friday and in the Discord. Okay. Where's my end screen? Here it is. Bye.